In this video, we'll be talking about the latest news and rumblings about when Disneyland might be reopening. We'll also talk about the things that happened this week regarding Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, and also when Disneyland management might be aiming to open Avengers Campus. Hey there, my name's Eric D, and on this channel my hope is always to make your next Disney adventure a little bit more magical with tips and tricks, food reviews, and news. So if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. But the fact of the matter right now is, unless you're a close confidant with Governor Gavin Newsom and he's let you into what he's thinking in his mind right now, or if you have a good connection with Madame Leota and she's giving you a vision of the future, unless you have one of those situations going on, right now, we don't know when Disneyland's going to be reopening because we're all waiting on the state to release the theme park guidelines. But the good news, as of today, September 8th, Orange County should be moving from the purple widespread tier of the blueprint to a safer economy to the red substantial tier because the county has met the higher standards for at least 14 days. This means Orange County will now be able to have more indoor activities. In theory, this would include up to 25% indoor capacity at many of the downtown Disney restaurants, and eventually the restaurants in the parks and hotels when those reopen too. Up until this point, it has been outdoor dining or takeout only. Now, the next few things I'm going to share with you might be viewed as wishful thinking, but in my view, they are positive signs that Disney is continuing to prepare the parks for reopening. This past week on Twitter, the user The Cali Bay posted images from Instagram user Christy Reynolds of the Disneyland horses on Main Street. And some may say, well, of course the horses were on Main Street. They need to get them out and stretch their legs. The problem with that thinking, though, is the horses of the Disneyland Resort live at the Circle D Ranch, which is located in Norco, California. And using the most direct route, it's 29 miles away, and on a good traffic day, that's 35 minutes away. So the horses have plenty of room to run and have fun at the Circle D Ranch. The fact that they brought them all the way to Disneyland and have them saddled up and walking the parks leads many of us to believe that they're preparing them for entertainment offerings that would be similar to what they've done at Walt Disney World instead of big parades. Also, a little over a week ago on Reddit, the user NFX Little Peep posted a picture of cast members testing the scanners at the entrance of California Adventure. This would add to other reports on social media of increased cast member visibility on Buena Vista Street, that some have interpreted it as Disney getting those shops ready for reopening. And lastly, our friends Anaheim Park tourists on both their YouTube channel and Twitter had first captured footage of the Pixar Pal Around, or former Fun Wheel, rotating during the daytime hours. And even more exciting to me was they have a video of a cast member walking the Matterhorn track early in the morning with a flashlight. And that is something that normally happens when they have the rides operating, but over the past few months we haven't had any evidence that they were still doing that. Keep in mind the video was a little grainy because it was early in the morning, so unless that was Harold the Abominable Snowman going for a morning stroll because he's also sick of the lockdown, it seems like cast members are doing those safety checks again. Down below I'm going to put links to all of these separate sources, but I would definitely recommend for you to check out Anaheim Park Tourist channel and check them out on Twitter. They are really good at finding little details that others miss, and you can see those full videos on their channel. In slightly bad but still somewhat leans positive news, on September 3rd, Disneyland canceled hotel reservations through September 19th. What is interesting about that is normally on that day, if they were following the pattern that they have for weeks and weeks, they would have canceled through September 26th. Because they usually cancel 3 weeks out, but it appears now they are only canceling 2 weeks out. Which once again, if you want to put a positive spin on it, can be viewed that they are leaving just enough time to call cast members back and get the parks going again. In less positive news, on Wednesday, September 3rd, there was another press conference with Gavin Newsom, and we were all hoping, because the previous Friday he said he had a meeting with the theme parks, so we were all hoping maybe there would be some follow-up there, but he didn't mention anything about it. But then one of the reporters during the Q&A asked what was going on with the theme parks. There was that meeting the Friday before, what had come from that? The governor responded by saying, "We're making a lot of progress. We still have work to do. Progress is being made. We're still working on some details, and as soon as we are at a point where we can socialize, we will." Keep in mind what really makes this situation so tricky for Disney is the state holds most of the cards, because they are the ones who have to give the guidelines and have to give the approval. So no matter how ready Disney may be, they have to wait on the state. And so while I could be really positive and say multiple times the governor has said they are working on this, they are getting close to this, I'm going to be a little jaded because back in June they were saying at sometime after July 4th we will give the guidelines. It's way past July 4th. It is now past Labor Day. And my worry is if we don't see something soon here after Labor Day, I could definitely see it going into, well, we wanted to see after July 4th if there would be a spike. We wanted to see, wait till after the summer and after Labor Day. Oh, but Halloween's coming. There's going to be more gatherings. We want to definitely wait until after that. Thanksgiving's just around the corner. Christmas is coming soon. There's always going to be plenty of reasons until there's a vaccine. Now, I'm not saying that the state should do anything hasty. I'm just saying I think definitely if Disney and other theme parks are able to provide as safe a situation as other businesses, they should be allowed to open as other businesses. Or at least give the information that that opening's not coming, so those cast members who are currently not having full-time employment can make decisions necessary that they need to for their life. So that's my kind of jaded point of view. I know that's probably not what all of you want to hear right now, but that's kind of what I'm feeling right now. So hopefully I'm completely wrong on that, and hopefully I have to post a video in the next day or two where I'm like, oh my gosh, I was so wrong there. But that's my jaded point of view right now. So there continues to be a lot of positive signs coming out of Disney, but unless we hear something from the governor in the next week or so, I'm worried this might be even longer than we were planning for. In other Disneyland news, the president of Disneyland Resort, Ken Potrock, and also Imagineering posted images to Instagram to show that construction for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway has gone vertical. They also let us know in those posts that while it was originally scheduled to open in 2022, it is now scheduled to open in 2023. Construction had to stop for a period of time due to the pandemic, so it's good to see them moving forward again, but it is kind of sad it has been delayed. That building is looking massive. I was wondering how they're going to cover it up from the views inside the park, but from the concept art, it looks like they're going to do new versions of the hills that they used to have behind Toontown that were located on the building that used to be located where the new attraction is being built. So in 2023, we have Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. It now doesn't seem like we have anything new announced for 2022, but we may have some hints of when Avengers Campus could open in 2021. As I mentioned in my previous video about when the Quinjet arrived to Avengers Campus, back on March 4th, Disney had a deadline for applications for stunt performers for the stunt show that they will have in the land. Those applications were due 135 days before the land was originally scheduled to open. While Disney hasn't announced when they plan to open Avengers Campus, many have said that it will likely be in the spring. And I made the guess that if things were under control enough with the pandemic, February 8th, 2021 would be California Adventure's 20th anniversary, and that would be an awesome way to celebrate the anniversary. Now I know that is overly optimistic because Disney would not want to open things if it was still limited to 25% capacity. But if a vaccine becomes available in December and availability really expands in January, I could see that as a possibility. And yesterday, Disney just had a new deadline for those same stunt show performers. So back in March, they had the due date 135 days before the land was to open. Well, yesterday would have been 153 days before February 8th. So 18 days difference. But if you took out 2 weeks for Christmas break and New Year's and a couple days for Thanksgiving, you are right at that 135-day range. Keep in mind this is just my overly optimistic theory, but maybe, just maybe, it's Disney management's overly optimistic hope too. I know that was a lot of news, some good, some bad. Hopefully I'll be able to post a new video soon with lots of good news of when the park officially will open. I would love to hear your guess of when the park will reopen in the comments below. Last week some of the comments got a little heated. I totally understand the feelings. Be respectful to each other, but I would love to hear your guesses of when the park will reopen down below, and also your thoughts on when Avengers Campus will open, your guesses. Do you think I'm being way too optimistic, or do you think there's a chance of February 8th being that option? And in the meantime, while Disneyland is still closed, why don't you check out my videos about where my favorite places to eat at Disneyland are, and my review of character dining. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see y'all again real soon. Bye.